our start. We give all praises to Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, Hashem Kakuran. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all the elect Akim wa Aqua, learning and teaching in truth and sincerity. Hey, I'm in the work truck, so this is gonna be loud, y'all. I got this clip that I'm gonna play. This ain't gonna be that long a video, but I came across it, and it was a very poignant lesson can be learned from this video. Respect your elders. Straight up, straight down. And something that a lot of you YHINs, young Hebrew Israelite niggas, right, coined by the elder apostle Tahar, it's something a lot of you don't understand, especially a lot of you young Jake who know that you're Israelites. You on the internet, you're doing these videos, you're going out to the corners, but you miss the bigger tenets of the scriptures in terms of your conduct and relations of how you deal with people, especially your own. And many of you young niggas, you throw on a garment, you get to shouting some scriptures, and you believe that the Lord is dealing with you. It's just not the case. You niggas is out there, Genesis, them niggas is screaming off crazy shit. They just changing every breakdown in the scriptures now, right? Crazy. But in general, our people have lost that sense of respect for their elders. And see, in the internet world, you can get away with that. But in real life, you might not get away with that. So I just want to show y'all this example of an old lion having to humble a young pup. And then we'll get some scriptures. Matter of fact, and our culture is based in that, y'all. Although we, in today's time, right, we're all vying, Lord willing, hoping to be of the elect, fighting for that same penny. Nevertheless, there's rank and order. There are men who are over you. There's men who are over me. And when they show up, when they get to speaking, you're supposed to fall silent. You're supposed to observe. You're supposed to pay attention. Not look to argue. Not try to re-break everything down. The scriptures say what? Let me get that. Come on, man. Leviticus 19:32. Thou shalt rise up before the hoary head and honor the face of the old man and fear thy power. It says, I am Yahweh. So we're supposed to rise up and give reverence to the older men, especially those in this faith, y'all. I was listening to Elder Manatazak earlier, and he was talking in his video, and he happened to make a statement from something 30 years ago. All right, and I'm just sitting there thinking, like, damn, man, apostles and elders been dealing with 20, 30, the apostles, 40 years now of being in this mindset, knowing the truth, denying your pleasures in yourself, the world, for Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. Jay got to learn to be humble, man, in front of the men who labored before you. I'm gonna get a good example out of Job too. You young niggas is something else, man. See, Esau Edom has popularized that spirit and helped nourish that culture of not giving a fuck or ignoring the wise advice from the aged man, right? If you got that spirit on, you got the spirit of the fucking devil on you, Esau Edom. All right, let's let it go.
He called out a UFC fighter and paid the price badly. Here's the full story. We're in São Paulo, Brazil. Bodybuilding influencer Fabio Tadalafelas has been calling out UFC fighters. First, it was Wanderlei, the axe murderer Silva, and then it was Antonio the Minotaur Nogueira. The Minotaur answered the call. Tadalafelas is much younger than the Minotaur, who's 48. But does muscles mean you can fight? Anyways, let's skip to the fight. It's round one, and the Minotaur's 26 years of fighting experience begins to show. But that can't be said for Tadalafelas. He's fighting like RoboCop ordered from Timu. But to his credit, he makes it to the second round, and then gets knocked out cold. Completely out of his depth, a brutal left hand lands on Tadalafelas' chin. So, should influencers avoid fighting pros? Or is this...
Got his fucking head whacked by a man twice his age. And spiritually, that's what be happening to you dumb niggas, man. Y'all be saying stupid shit. You sit down and shut up. Hey, the glory of the young man is what? His strength. And let me get that. Let me get that, man. Let me get that. I ain't even gonna spoil that. Let me get that out of Proverbs. Our people in general have lost the art of having respect for their elders and actually implementing that in their actions when they are around one. Proverbs 20 and 29. The glory of the young men is their strength, and the beauty of the old men is the gray head. The old men have wisdom that can be learned and passed down. But what do young niggas do? Scoff, discredit, disbelieve, backbite. And as we just saw, that young nigga, not only was he talking smack to an older man who was, you know, trained, he was talking to I believe that was Big Nog, right? You had Big Nog and Lil Nog. You talking smack to one of the greatest grapplers to hop into combat sports, because you have great grapplers who just haven't gotten into MMA, right? One of the most achieved grapplers to hop into MMA. You better be glad it was just a boxing match, because if it was a full-blown MMA match, you wouldn't, whatever he grabbed, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't be working properly anymore for the rest of your life. And if it was an ankle he chose to grab, your ankle wouldn't be right no more, nigga. The muscles didn't help you when that old man put them beats on you. And I'm taking that physical ass whooping and applying the spiritual lesson, y'all. There's a reason why there's so many scriptures that remind you to pay attention to the elders, to be respectful, to acknowledge them, to sit down and shut the fuck up around them. And not even just physical older men, but men that are on you, that are on a higher spiritual level than you, right? Sit down, observe, be quiet, shut the fuck up, take notes, learn. America promotes a spirit of everybody can participate. No, you can't. Sit down. That's the spirit of Edom, of not wanting to acknowledge rank and order, of being that, you know, this new social media age where everybody wants to feel included and believes that their opinion holds weight. It doesn't. You have not been alive long enough for your opinion to mean anything. Y'all look at a lot of these scholars, a lot of guys who fall out of Great Millstone. What's one of the first things they go to do? They come up against the elders, and what happens? They disappear. The former head of Detroit, that's what happened to him and them dudes, right? Elders, right? Where they at? Gone. Some of the guys who have fell out of Chicago, Nazariah and them guys, where are they at? Gone, right? There's one famous video, you know, if somebody can confound the elders, stop, renounce my faith right now. Then, you know, some years later, they find themselves trying to confound the elders. Hence, the Lord held them to that. He pulled their faith from them, right? I'm speaking about the guys who fell from Chicago, Nazariah, the Chase Davis, smoked the blunts, and, you know, the handful, right? Let me get this next scripture. Let's go to Job. I just want to grab an example, the type of respect that young men used to have for aged men. When you look at Job, right, he was going through his affliction. There was now, let me see, it was in chapter 2. Y'all, they actually literally sat in silence for, yep, right here. This is Job 2. A key detail, if you didn't, before they gave their responses, they actually sat in silence with Job for how long? Job 2 and 13. It says, so they sat down with him upon the ground 7 days and 7 nights, and none spake a word unto him. For they saw that his grief was very great. So they sat with Job for a whole week and didn't say nothing. That's why you get these next, you know, 20, 30 some chapters of Job, the dialogue he had with the elder men. And then we're going to see one man in particular. They sat a whole week with this man, y'all. this new age, y'all, things just don't dawn on y'all like it's supposed to. Niggas throw on a garment, memorize a couple breakdowns that brothers have been breaking down for decades before them, and now they think they're the hot shot. Or that one nigga, Believers of the Way, the other, the faggot nigga, Ariala. Just, I'm talking about weak sauce niggas. You must not know your place, do you, soldier? I guess not. You niggas don't know your place. Well, you're gonna find a place in the lake of fire. That's what you're gonna. That's where your place is gonna be. Shit. Let me get this. Let's see. Where does it start? Does it start in? Yep. Okay. This starts in chapter 32 of Job, right? So we jump ahead 30 chapters, y'all. Come on now. Now that's respect. Job 32:1, it says, so these three men ceased to answer Job because he was righteous in his own eyes. Then was kindled the wrath of Elihu, the son of Barakel the Buzite, of the kindred of Ram. Against Job was his wrath kindled because he justified himself rather than the power. Also against his three friends. So there was Job, his three friends, and then you had the youngest man. So 5 men all together, right? And we see here the youngest man was angry. But did he interrupt anybody in his anger? No. He waited until everybody, even though he didn't agree with them, he waited until all the elder men got their piece out. And then he begins to make his statements, in which, you know, we come to find out later on at the end of Job, right? He happened to be correct. And so, you know, Job lays out the sacrifice, this, that, and the third. But we understand here that even as this young man, he didn't agree. He still knew to shut the fuck up. I bet you that young nigga who was boxing in there with Big Nog, right? When as that last punch was coming, that goddamn rotated his goddamn neck, I bet you he would have thought he wouldn't been on that internet running his mouth. And that's going to be the same thought that happens to a lot of you fucking young niggas as judgment is about to touch you. You going to wish you could take back all this shit you've been talking before death takes you. God damn it. Job 32:3. It says, also against his three friends was his wrath kindled because they had found no answer and yet had condemned Job. Now Elihu had waited till Job had spoken because they were elder than he. Right there, y'all. He waited until they were all done because they were the elder. And then he goes on to say what? Verse 6, and Elihu the son of Barakel the Buzite answered and said, I am young and ye are very old. Wherefore I was afraid and durst not show mine and durst not show you mine opinion. Your young nigga opinion is void. Be quiet. Sit down. Shut up. Observe. Rather than scoff. And open your fucking foolish mouth. Right? What is it? Let me get that real quick. Out of Ecclesiastes, man. Hey, a lot of you, Jake, you especially you scoff Genesis, y'all boys gonna learn. Believers of the Way, y'all boys gonna learn. The Chicago niggas, they did, you know, tried and fried. Right? I'm just thinking of, you know, different scoffers throughout the years who have come up, and not just against our apostles, but this dynamic that you see in Israel in general. Our people in general, even the niggas in the world, lack the respect that they're supposed to have for the aged. And we know, all of us, we have seen it in many different kinds of ways. We all know that in our personal lives, right? The young women don't respect nobody. The young niggas don't respect nobody, right? The young hoes, not women. The young bitches and whores. That's what they call themselves, right? I'm a bad bitch. That's what you call yourself, so don't get mad when I fucking call you one. God damn it. Ecclesiastes 5:1. Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of the power, and be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools. For they consider not that they do evil. That's evil. Not having that respect for the age. God damn it. That's wickedness, because it's a microcosm of the macrocosm. Meaning what? If you don't respect the age and the elders that are over you, then you don't respect Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, because that's the fathers of us all. Straight up, straight down, man. Let me go back to that video. Hey, I didn't even get it, but y'all should already know it. 1 Timothy 5:17, right? Let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honor, especially they that labor in word and doctrine. 1 Timothy 5:17. Our apostles have been laboring in word and doctrine. They didn't dip away like Nathaniel and go become a cop. They didn't dip away like Johanna for a hot minute, right? They haven't allowed Edomites into the congregation like big eye, whatever, bug out eyes, Rakah, right? Black eyes, bubble eyes, black. It's a hell of a name. God damn, man. Y'all go ahead and keep playing. And that old lion gonna get you together. What they say, that young broom sweeps new, but that old broom knows the corners, God damn it. And we gonna see who the Lord is dealing with, right? Don't worry about that. That's just eye candy they threw in at the end. This is what we came here for. Up in that man's face. Like this man wasn't killing niggas when you was in diapers. You just don't know. See, this little new age, little fucking GMO retard baby era, running around punching watermelons. Nigga, he was punching domes. You punching watermelons, man. Fucking little retarded niggas. Fuck is wrong with these niggas, dog? At the store, nigga, I'd have made you pay for that. I don't give a fuck if you an influencer or not. Nigga, you finna pay for these watermelons. Retarded ass niggas, man. Oh my gosh, man. You see how that, hold up. You see how that nigga head whips? Bah! Down there, killed his ass. Bah! Damn near, boy, that nigga damn near didn't wake up. So hey, that's it, y'all. I'm gonna give all praises to Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem Rakach Chodash, double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all the elect Akim wa Akwath, learning, teaching, truth, and sincerity. Shalom.